Happy Tuesday, everyone. What's going on? Matt Bove, Autumn Lewandowski for another episode of Studio 7 here as we get you ready for the rest of your day. What'd you do to start the day? Anything fun today? Anything exciting?
Did a lot of fun things. So I was just on my phone being very rude to everybody, but it was for a very good reason.
Okay.
Yes, it was to be interactive.
Okay.
And the reason being, since it was so nice, of course, what do you do when you have a nice day and you don't come in till later in the afternoon?
Yeah, you spend time outside.
You clean your garage.
Oh, I would not have done that. Okay.
Well, part of it anyway. It was kind of getting it all ready for winter, putting the cushions away.
Yeah.
So I wonder what everybody else was doing today. Maybe if that was a part of their day.
Sure.
So anyway, we put all the cushions away, kind of get them in the loft in the attic. And over the years, my parents and my in-laws have given us bags of stuff that they saved for us.
Yeah.
Thinking we would maybe want our childhood toys.
Okay. Interesting. Yes.
So I found this bag,
Okay.
and it was of my husband's. And this was in it.
Okay.
Have you ever seen this?
A yellow box. I have
Like
not.
A yellow box.
I have not seen it.
So what this is, you open it like this.
Oh, it's a cassette player.
It's a cassette player.
Okay.
It is a Sony Walkman. It is what everybody used.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we can talk about that. We are going to take a quick break, and then we are going to talk about this Walkman, and we'll continue the conversation online. So what exactly is this thing? This is it's a before a CD player. This is a pre-CD player?
It was before a CD player.
Yes.
And I wonder, Howard knew that it was a Walkman. Good afternoon, family.
Hi, Howard.
Hi, Connie.
Hi, Connie. Hi, Howard. Hi, Paula.
Coming over. Okay. Interesting. So you put your cassette in here.
Sure.
Any band would have, a few songs or several songs on it, and you could play things on the other side.
Wait, play things on the other side. What does that mean?
Like the other side of the tape had more songs. What it also is, and we put batteries in it, still works.
Oh, it still works. No kidding.
Still works.
Well, you have a cassette that you could put in this thing?
Yeah.
You legitimately have a cassette that you could try this on?
I did not have a cassette. I probably do have one somewhere, but it has AM and FM stereo.
Oh, no kidding. So that also has the radio?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's technology. This is fancy.
Know.
Cindy says she had one growing up. So, I mean, I think a lot of people probably had these, but that's way before my time. Can I see it?
And so what's really cool with it, we've got our new headphones, kind of like the ones that we're wearing now.
Oh, could you?
And like the jack still works. So you have these fancy new age 2025 headphones.
Yeah.
And you could play it on a 1992 Walkman.
Were these expensive? Was this like an expensive thing to have?
I believe so, because my husband got the Sony Walkman, and I had something like it, but it wasn't the Walkman.
It wasn't the Walkman.
No, I didn't have the Sony.
When would
edition.
this have been a thing? Somebody says never seen anything like that, but I'm older than Autumn though. Like when would this have been at its peak?
This came out in 1992.
Okay. So the thing about 1992 is that's the year I was born. So in 1992, I don't remember the Walkman. I don't remember anything from that time. So how long was this the way that people listened to media, listened to music? When did CDs kind of take over? Because I remember portable CDs. I remember people having portable CD players.
But the big difference between CD players and like the Walkmans with cassette tapes, like CD players kind of jumped and skipped. So you couldn't do like, you couldn't be riding your bike and like holding on to a CD.
So you would ride your bike with this thing clipped to your...
Look at this. It clipped onto your...
Clipped onto your...
So this being my husband's, he was in 92, he was 11.
Okay.
So like you think you're
so
a pretty
was like
cool
peak,
kid
like
at
riding
11.
your bike with your Walkman on.
Yeah.
That's pretty legit. Alyssa, what are we doing? Are we coming back from normal break? Like 10 seconds? Okay. We're coming back on TV shortly. So I found out what a Walkman is during the
Yes.
commercial.
So this is a Sony Walkman.
Autumn has been explaining this to me because this was before my time. She said this came out in 1992, which was the year I was born. So no, I do not remember Walkman. I do remember CDs, but I don't remember cassettes.
So so I was talking about this came from our attic and my husband's, and so he was 11-ish when this came out in 92.
Uh-huh.
So when you were 11, 10, 11, 12, what did you listen to for music?
I feel like when I was 10,
like portable.
I feel like I would have probably been starting to have some sort of MP3 player. I think that would have been maybe like the early infancy of the iPod.
iPods.
For me, I had an iPod, and then eventually that transitioned over to having a phone where you could put music on the phone. I didn't get a cell phone until I was later in high school. So my first cell phone was one of those track phones that you had to buy the minutes on and you had to do everything like that. But my first phone was an LG Chocolate. And one of the perks of that phone was on the front of it, there was a dial and you could control the music right from the front of it. So for me, that's what I listened to music on. But at the time, you could only listen to like 20 songs. The phone only had storage for 20 or 25 songs. So you had to be really, really selective. So I remember CDs, but I remember more of CDs listening to them in the car than CDs of taking them on the road. I know people had like the CD players that you could take. They honestly kind of looked like this with like the yellow plastic front and the like little dots on them. But I never really had one of those. So for me and for a lot of people my age, I think it was immediately MP3 players, then the iPod. And then after that, it was, what was the other one? What was the other one that competed with an iPod? Oh, if you know this, say it in the comments because it's going to drive me crazy. Yeah, Alyssa, you know what I'm talking about?
Know.
There was like a big competitor for an iPod that was a big MP3 player. I feel like it started with a Z.
No idea.
If anybody knows what I'm talking about, please let me know so I know I'm not going crazy. But I feel like there was another thing with the iPod that other people had. It was like one or the other.
I'm sure there was. It's kind of like Android and Apple.
That's exactly what it is like
right now.
Now Paula says Nano. Now that was a type of iPod. I had an iPod Nano, and you could fit the Zune. Yes, that's what it is. Thank you, Christina. The Zune. I knew it started with a Z. All right. The memory's there, baby. I've ever heard it. Let's go. Yeah, the Zune. That was a thing. I remember that. All right. Thank you, Christina. You know what's funny is like as time goes on, I miss the simplicity of that. I miss the simplicity of just having something you listen to music on and there not being any distractions. I remember getting an iPod and spending hours and hours at a time making sure that I had all of the album art for the songs. Yeah. So when the song came on, there would actually be like the album art associated with it instead of just the music logo or the logo. So yeah, I mean, like I remember sitting on the bus or whatever you were doing. For me, I love cutting lawn. I have always loved cutting the lawn.
Same.
It makes no sense, but I find it very therapeutic. When I was growing up, one of my chores at the house would always be to cut my parents' lawn. And there was just something about having an iPod, putting headphones on, listening to music, and just doing that for an hour and a half that was just so enjoyable. It was so simple. I still feel that way now when I'm doing stuff.
I agree with that, especially with the lawn. I think you could just zone out, but there's also instant gratification. It's almost, I put this along the line of
grocery shopping.
No,
I love
shopping.
Grocery shopping. Love it.
Oh, I wish I could take that trait, but I like to vacuum because I like the lines. I like the instant gratification of seeing it nice and neat and clean right away. And I kind of feel that's the same with mowing my lawn. I'll be very sad. I think I'm going to try to take it out one more time before the weather turns. Yeah, really turns.
But. For me, we have one of those like robot vacuum cleaners that just does it for us in the basement, which is really, really cool. Connie says that she loves mowing too. Matt, you're the man. I love grocery shopping. That's what Howard says. That to me is grocery shopping. You have a list. Like for me, if I have a list, I can do it.
With a list.
I don't.
That's probably the problem.
I don't go with a list unless my wife sends me with a list. If I have a list, I find it very therapeutic. Might not be the right word, but very like gratifying. Having something on the list, finding it, putting it in the cart, and then seeing the list get shorter. So if I walk
Okay.
in, for example, you walk into the
still
grocery store,
gratifying.
you walk in and there's the produce. And on my list, it'll say clementines, apples, bananas, cucumbers, peppers. And I'm like, bang, 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 bang. And then all of a sudden,
How fast can I
and
do
then
it?
I'm done in that section. And then it's like, okay, now we go to the back of the store and then we do everything on the back store. I love grocery shopping. And I've also found that for me now with the baby, that is something that we can do. Because like I talked about yesterday, getting her out of the house is needed. Taking her to the grocery store, putting her in the cart, walking around. She likes just looking at everything and pointing at things. And then I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. I feel like I'm keeping her somewhat entertained, and I'm also being productive in doing one thing that my wife then doesn't have to do.
Yeah, that is always what it turns into is how do you occupy your kid?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're just home all the time, it's only you being able to entertain her.
Yeah.
So if you can go out and do other things, they can kind of take it all in. And now you're not tasked with always being the one that's juggling and trying to figure it out.
So that's what we did today. So every week I go to breakfast with two of my friends. So just two guys my age, and I bring the baby, and they love it. They love hanging out with the baby. So the three of us go to breakfast once a week. We did that today because I'm leaving for Seattle on Thursday. So we had to do it earlier in the week than we normally do. If you were at Zoe on Transit Road today, I apologize for the nightmare that my daughter was today. She walked in. I brought her in. She had her bottle, and she had an Elmo phone. That bottle was thrown across the restaurant at least 10 times. The Elmo phone was slammed into the ground 5 times. She's now at the age where she can't just sit there until she gets her food. So it's breakfast. I get her a scrambled egg on the side. We take some hash browns. We put a piece of toast. We put it on her plate. But until that comes, she was a nightmare. So if you were watching this and you were out at the restaurant today, I apologize for any thing that my daughter did if she interfered with your breakfast and your peace and quiet, because she definitely
brings me back.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All right.
It gets better.
It does get better. We'll keep talking about this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll continue the conversation online. Peter says, "Oh my God, Zoe is big portions." Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's we all say
Where is it?
Zoe is on Transit in like that Williamsville, East Amherst, Clarence area that I don't exactly know which one is which, but I just know that they're all right over there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's across from Transit Middle School or something. We all kind of have home bases. So like I live on Grand Island. One of the guys we go with lives in NT. One of the guys we go with lives in Williamsville. So we're all like go to each other's like parts of Western New York, and we'll just try and fit it into, you know, what we're doing and what's going on with the day.
Yeah, that's really awesome to be able to do that weekly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have girlfriends, not only girlfriends, but we have a cousins group chat. Mm-hmm. If we try to find a day within a month for all of us to get together, now granted, it's not just 3 people. There's many more in it. But finding one day in a month is hard to do.
Happy birthday, Connie. My grandson is 10 months today. Happy birthday. That is very exciting. So that would mean 10 months today would mean birthday is a couple days before Christmas then. So, wow, that would be, that's always tough to me. Having a birthday.
Yeah,
so
22nd.
So December 22nd, my birthday, November 27th. I always found like that was a little bit too close as a kid to Christmas because all the stuff you wanted was bunched in. Alyssa, you're nodding. Do you have like a November or December birthday? January. So it's right after everything. See, that's tough. I feel like for me, the saving grace with my birthday was that it was always right around Thanksgiving. So there was a lot of times when it fell on Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving was also a double dip of like, oh, it's your birthday. But my birthdays were then always more like family Thanksgiving dinner as opposed to, hey, all of your friends are because they're doing their Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah.
So that was always a little bit different. I like my daughter's birthday is in March. When's Natalia?
She's April.
See, April and March, I feel like are pretty good months. I feel like there's not a lot going on. So that's why it's a nice birthday month.
I don't necessarily like April. But that's probably why God gave me her in April.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but actually what happens
Autumn doesn't like the spring.
Yeah. Well, it could be 80 and it could be 30.
Yeah.
So you can't ever have something that's going to be outside. There's no go. You can't even do that in May. But Easter is always around her birthday. So a lot of kids go away, family goes away. So when we have birthday parties, it's almost like half of everybody's gone somewhere. So
see, Danielle, my birthday is Christmas Eve. That's so tricky. I feel like that would be amazing.
My
but it would
nephew's
also
is
be
the
like
16th.
A little bit too much going on at once.
I think any date in December is just tough because
Yeah.
you're coming off of Thanksgiving. You're trying to get it in before Christmas. You don't want to do it for Christmas,
Yeah.
but it always ends up happening to be then.
Yeah, for sure. About to come back? Okay, we'll be right back, guys. If you're watching on the stream, we'll be right back. You know, a little behind the scenes here, you know, we've got like this list of things that sometimes we want to talk about. We have not gotten to anything on the list because we've just been randomly talking about things. If you could pick when your birthday is, when would you pick? So that's the conversation we were having, because my daughter's birthday is in March, Natalia's is in April. A couple people were commenting when their birthday is, and it just kind of got us off on a tangent. When's the ideal birthday?
I don't want to self-gloat.
Oh, so you have a perfect birthday is what you're saying.
It's mine.
What is your birthday?
June 25th. Here's why.
Is it exactly 6 months from Christmas?
Hear me? Yes.
That's legit. Dang, as a kid, that is unbelievable.
You got summer. You're out of school.
Wow.
Just getting out of school. It's the summer.
Wow, that is a good birthday.
And then it's a halfway to Christmas, and Christmas is halfway to my birthday. Now, I will say, don't ever plan anything on the 25th because it always rains.
Yeah, for sure. That is a really good birthday. I think a summer birthday would be nice, but at the same time, summer's already great. So I feel like putting another thing to look forward to into the summer is not necessarily like,
you get something to look forward to when you're in a
that's kind of why when we were
worst time of weather of the year.
Garrett's June 8th. My dad's birthday was June 25th.
There you go. Same as mine.
One daughter in July, one daughter in January. Ideal birthday is Groundhog Day. All these comments. It was funny because I don't think she would care. So my wife, when she was pregnant, the due date was March 13th. They told us that they did not want to go past the due date, and if they did, then we would come into the hospital and then the process would basically begin. So as we were going in, it was always funny because it was like, oh, the due date is the 13th, so every couple months every couple years you'd have like a Friday the 13th. But we're also like, at least it would be something you would remember, the 13th. The 14th is Pi Day, March 14th. So we're like, okay, Pi Day would be a cool one. Cool. And then a couple days later is St. Patrick's Day. We're not Irish, so we're like, oh, it'd be cool if it was on St. Patrick's Day, because then it would give us kind of a reason to celebrate. Now, she ended up being born on March 14th, but it's Pi Day. So I think that that's always really cute. Now, she is a year and a half, so we have not had the opportunity to do this consistently. But my thought is always going to be like, it's going to be pie to celebrate her birthday. Everybody else gets birthday cake. She will get birthday pie unless she hates pie. But if she doesn't, like, that's what we're going to do, like our little Pi Day baby.
I think you need to have both.
Well, we could maybe have both.
She's got to have I don't know. Well, she's already passed a year. I was going to say like the smash cake where she can just...
She did the smash cake for her first birthday. The first birthday was an ordeal. That was like a bigger production than I thought it was going to be. We had like 80 people at her first birthday party, which is just absurd. That is a small wedding, basically. Yeah,
we tend to have big birthdays like that because I invite my cousins and their kids because they're all the same age.
Yeah.
But Natalia's second birthday was her big birthday because her first birthday was COVID.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, COVID. It's crazy now, the perspective of looking back at when COVID was, because that was, 5 years ago. That's nuts.
We were here. And the station as a whole was kind of having these meetings, like it just kind of started. So it was, I don't know, maybe January or February. I can't remember, maybe February.
Yeah.
And we were having meetings talking about what this might turn into and how we do our jobs might look.
Yeah.
And I asked our general manager, I go, my daughter's turning 1. Can I have her birthday? And he was like, I don't think there's going to be anything available to have birthday, have big gatherings or anything like that. So everybody did kind of like the drive-by birthday. Yeah. And my one aunt just threw the present out of the window of the car. I'm like, you could have stopped.
Yeah.
We could have went out and got it afterward. But the second one was even better.
Howard says my daughter got a smash cake for her 40th birthday. I guess any birthday could have a smash cake if you really want to do it enough. Who became a star during COVID? Your daughter.
Oh my
Natalia.
gosh.
She was on TV so much. My parents, next door neighbors, and their neighbors down the
Oh.
street. Like, obviously, you grow up on a street, you're close with all of these people. They watch Channel 7, they want to see
Yeah.
you on TV. And every night you would come on and you would do the weather, and you would do it from your backyard or you would do it from your house. And Natalia would always be like laughing in the background. I swear they watched partially just for that. It was probably because, the neighbor is on TV, and also Natalia is being super adorable. Now, we got a puppy. We had one of those COVID puppies because a lot of people did that. So I remember I popped Harper on for, some like cheap pops of like, hey, look, there's a cute puppy. Keep watching us. Don't change the channel. I mean, you had a daughter. She was on TV so much, and she was so cute. Oh my gosh. I remember like her like laughing in the background and stuff.
Yeah.
She was awesome.
She's wonderful. Now, it was very stressful trying to work and take care of a child at the same time, being at home. But it's really, it was an interesting time because I would go to the grocery store or wherever. And I'm used to, not that a lot of people would come up to me, but people would go, "Oh, Autumn,
Sure.
You're on Channel 7, right?" Or whatever it is. And then it turned to, "That's Natalia.
Yeah.
Hi, Natalia." And she just kind of looks at people.
Yeah. Soon enough, she would be doing like the princess wave of like, "Hello, everybody. I am here.
So
you can say hi to me."
More times than not, they're saying, "Oh my gosh, that's Natalia.
Yeah.
How big has she gotten? I can't believe it. I miss seeing her," or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's not, "Hey, you're on TV." No, that's your daughter. She was always on TV.
She was.
Which is very endearing. It's cute.
Live TV. Alyssa, do we have to go to commercials, or how is this working? So we're just going all the way straight through. We're going all the way straight through. You're going to hear us keep talking. I mean, there's things that we had on this list. What else did you do today? I mean, we can go to the list if we need to, but what else did you do besides cleaning before you came in today?
Besides cleaning, what did I do? We went to the gym.
Okay.
So got that out of the way.
How do you do that? Does Natalia come to the gym, or like
no? She goes to school, so she's
she's in kindergarten.
She's in kindergarten.
She's in kindergarten. Yeah.
So I pop her on the bus, and then I get right to the gym, and then we do some grocery shopping, and then it was cleaning.
I don't want to wish it away.
Garage.
I don't want to wish it away because I love my daughter more than literally anything on the planet, but it is a lot. Like, taking care of a kid is so much. Everybody always tells you how much work it is. But today, for example, I'm not complaining. I don't want to make this sound like I'm complaining. She wakes up at 7:30. We're with each other until she takes her nap at 12:30. From 12:30 to 2 is kind of the only time where I feel like I can get anything done, because that's when she's asleep. Then I wake her up. I get her. I get ready for work. I come into work. I get here at 3:00, and now I'll work until 11:30 midnight, basically.
Yeah.
And I won't see her again until she goes to bed. My wife will put her down. But they're long days. It's 7:30 to midnight, basically nonstop.
Yeah, they say, the days are long and the years are short.
Sure.
And
yeah.
It's a cliche saying, and it's just exactly what it is. There's so much truth to it. But they do not take breaks.
No.
Like she's in ice skating. She does horseback riding. She does, when the winter rolls around, we'll do skiing. We do so many things. We'll take her to the playground. And you would think,
Playground's a big one for us now.
This is going to tire her out. No, when we get home, it's, "Hey mama, let's play Ninja Turtles. Let's play Barbies.
Yeah.
Let's go ride a bike around the block." It is nonstop.
Our new thing is one of my things that I used to do to try and get just a little bit of quiet time would be, we would just go on a walk. I'd put her in the stroller, take the dog, we'd go on a walk. Now here's the thing that we're running into. She wants to walk. She doesn't want to be in the stroller. So every time we're about to go on a walk, she goes, "Walking, walking, walking." And she points, "Walking, walking." And I go, "Oh, okay." So then I'll take her and I'll let her walk. But what she's doing right now, which is like super funny, is she'll start walking down the sidewalk and then she'll just turn in place. She'll just spin in place, basically. And I'm like, I don't know what you're doing.
Reset her.
Exactly. And then we try and go. But yeah, she's a lot right now.
Yeah, you gotta take the stroller with you. Have it so they can also walk. Natalia would go and want to be on the bike, but then she wouldn't want to be on the bike anymore. So there were several times where she'd get on one of our backs and then someone else had to like hold the bike all the way back to the house. It's trial and error.
It's
a lot. Everyone has gone through it.
It's a lot of figuring things out on the fly. That is something that I've learned, that it's like there is no, first off, there's no quiet, right? There's no such thing as calm anymore, because the minute it gets calm, usually something happens to make it not calm. And there's also no one way of doing it, which is nice. It's nice to know that there's no easy, just like, oh, this is what you do. There's no playbook. There's no rule book. There's no like, okay, this is the right way to do it. This is the wrong way to do it. You just kind of figure it out on the fly.
They have all the books.
Yeah,
and they have all the different psychology, if you're looking on Instagram and all this stuff. I always say, hopefully I'm joking, but I say I'm doing it all wrong, but at least I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I try to be very present. I try not to be on my phone too much when I'm with her. And now that she's bringing things home from school and kind of learning how to read, it's super awesome.
Yeah.
Because she'll go, Mama, I could read this to you.
Mom, I can read this to you.
Yeah.
We had one of my buddies had his birthday today. So we FaceTimed him this morning, and she is now pretty, I don't want to say talkative, because she's not like fully saying sentences or anything like that, but she can repeat things. So I told her this morning, I was like, Ellie, can you say happy birthday to Uncle Ryan? And she was like, happy birthday. And then she stopped, because she doesn't know the rest. She just knows the happy birthday, which is adorable. So she did that. Then we FaceTimed, and she sits there. The thing that we ran into today, I was talking about, we were at the restaurant. Normally when we do this, when we go to the restaurant, we do it at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Today was 10:30, so it was right before bedtime. She was a terror. She was like, I am ready to ruin this place, and I'm going to let everybody know that I am here. Yeah,
I've had so many times going out to dinner thinking you're going to really enjoy it.
Oh, no.
And your kid's there. It's just, it is what it is.
We've done my wife has been very conscious that she does not want our daughter to have a ton of screen time. So she really doesn't watch TV. She really doesn't watch anything. Today I had to cave a little bit, and I was like, hey, Ellie, here's Bluey on my phone. I just put it on.
It helps.
I leaned it up against a cup of water, and I was like, for 5 minutes, we are going to have you quiet so we can eat, and then I will come back and be attentive. But
no one's judging.
No one's judging. All right. That's another episode of Studio 7, everyone. Thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you
what
tomorrow.
day of the week is it? It's Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Okay.
We'll be back Wednesday.
We'll be back Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.